Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cornerstone SMP. You can see there behind me, the dwarves that moved into our cave last episode are still here, which I'm very glad about, because I was honestly a bit worried that, I missed some dangers or some ways of them escaping when I put them in here, but so far it really looks like they're safe. And you can see here, we've added a few new people. Now these are of course not real or alive pillagers, but I had a few pillager heads lying around and just used them for armor stands, because I haven't actually really done much with armor stands in my base yet. And since I only have 4 pillagers and it's kind of hard, to tame them and get them down here, befriend them, I just thought, why not mix it, have real pillagers and also the armor stand version. So we have one guy pushing that little trolley, one guy there on his way to the mines, on his way to work. And then if we walk over here, there's a third guy already chipping away at some iron. That's all the ones I have so far, because as I said, I only have 3 heads, but I don't think it should be too difficult to maybe get a few more from some of my server members. I'm sure they've killed some pillagers as well. Yeah, but look at this. This is actually a pretty nice view here on the area that we worked on last episode. It's really added so much to this place. And there are the other 2 guys down there. You can see them all still tucked away in their little corners. Yeah, I'm still in the mood for building more down here in the cave area though. And let's maybe take a look at the city area over on the other side. You can see that little, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like a cave in the cave. That space down here that's sitting under an overhang. The only thing down here is the skeleton farm that's been here for a long time. You can see there's the spawner behind the tinted glass. And I've really wanted to do something with this area because it's kind of a cool spot and it just looks sad and empty at the moment. So the idea is of course that over there, that's the mines, and the other side of the cave is the living area where the dwarves live, the city. And what we have so far is just a few tunnels up there and some arches. And what I'm thinking now is that we just have kind of a slum area down here, where maybe the workers live, and then upstairs is where, or up in the rock above the poorer area part of the city live the rich people. This is making such a difference for the entire feel of the cave. Coming together with what we worked on last episode, it's really just pulling the entire build together and adding so much life and detail. And I also just really enjoyed working on that area. I spread it out over a few days, basically just stitching together facades and adding details in between. We'll take a look at it together. I love getting into the building spirit, you might notice. We have just a more rugged look in general. There's you know, cobble deep slate mixed in, and we've got the spruce and moss growing on the streets. And it's all facades, there's nothing on the inside yet. We might actually have someone moving in here, possibly. And I'm not just talking about the dwarves. But yeah, here you can see what I mean by details. We have a lot of dripstone. I kind of forgot that this is a thing, you know, the dripstone, the stalactites and stalagmites can join together. That's a really cool look. It's almost like a pillar, but, you know, formed naturally. So I've been adding those around here, and we've got a little water thing here. And of course, just, you know, stone slabs and stairs for rocks and details, and some lanterns. This is the only building that has something inside because it leads down to the skeleton spawner, but of course also still needs work because this looks pretty terrible at the moment. And then back here we have a little bit of a more open space, a plaza, a little square. I'm not sure what to put in here yet. I feel like it needs a centerpiece, maybe a spring or like a fountain, or yeah, I definitely want to put in a bunch of armor stands, again adding life, right? Trying to tell more of a story. The thing that I still need for that is just a bunch of pillager heads that I'm gonna try and get from my server members. But yeah, most of these buildings lead nowhere, as you can see. Yeah, then there's another street leading back up, coming past a few more facades. Yeah, and it just gives this really tight and kind of dirty and rundown feeling that I wanted for, you know, the worker district. There's still a lot to do. I want to build out the inside of the building that leads to the skeleton spawner for sure, and I want to try and tie this area of the Dwarven Kingdom together with the rest, so we need to connect some paths. And I'm also thinking about maybe putting in a river here, just running along the slums basically over there, or maybe coming actually from that waterfall over there, and then we would have a bridge going over to, you know, the city. Yeah, we'll see. Lots of ideas in my head. I don't know what to get to first, but I really want to continue working on it and just giving it, you know, that final look. I've added a lot of details. The finishing touches sounds like something that is, you know, quick and easily done, but this did actually take quite a while. Yeah, so for one, I connected up the path here, our spruce path that we had, and it just goes over into this cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, and a bit of andesites in there as well, that we have throughout the lower city here. And then you can see I did add in a river with a arched little bridge leading over it. The river connects up with the waterfall back there, and we also have a bit of an elevation change just to make it more interesting in the water, and just to also make it work in general. You can see here I didn't, like, it just kind of ends there in a wall, which is a bit awkward. I'm gonna try to make that make a bit more sense, but it's good enough for now. Yeah, and then in the city we have a bunch of army stands. Let's actually take a step back here. Yeah, you can see it's a laundry line. I really love that actually. Just, you know, turning army stands invisible to hang up those clothes on some chains makes for some great laundry. And we also have a dwarf there in the back on the bridge. And then we have another one of these little carts like we have over at the entry of the cave, with the dwarf pushing it down the stairs here, which actually looks a bit dangerous now that I think about it. Right, and then the skeleton spawner, I did a little bit on the inside of the building just so that it doesn't look too terrible. But as you can see down here, it's still just bare stone for the most part. I'm just not really in the mood for interiors right now. I'm not 100% sure why. As you can tell from, you know, everything, it's just facades. And yeah, and then we have our little plaza here, which I'm still not sure if I'm gonna do more with it, like add a centerpiece. I've thought about a fountain or a spring or a well, but it's not that much space and I haven't yet come up with a good idea on how to make that work. Maybe in the future. For now we just have 2 armor stands added here as well, 2 dwarves going about their daily business. And then if we walk up this path, we come by another one. So I got 2 more pillager heads from Matt and 4 from Jack. So thanks to both of those guys. But I'm still looking for more. Just haven't been online with anyone else, so I haven't had the chance to ask for any more yet. But I'm sure we will manage to get some more in the future. And then there's one more over in the mine area. Let's go over here. If we walk up the little tunnel to the second layer of the mines, here we are. Oh, this could actually also give us an interesting perspective on the new build. But let's look at this guy first. So he's working just on some copper ore, you know, that he's breaking out of the wall. He's gonna process it or something. I have obviously thought this through. But yeah, that's our newest member of the dwarves. Yeah, right, but let's take a look. This is really cool. It is filling up the cave, which makes me really happy. There's still space down here, for example, where we can add more buildings, which I also really want to do. And then I want to work more on the upper part of the city as well, of course, which is mostly, you know, inside the rock, which will be interesting. Maybe next episode we'll see. Maybe we'll also just take a little break from the cave. We've done a lot. But yeah, this build I'm super happy with. It's not the prettiest build we have so far, which is of course also kind of the point. But it was probably one of the funnest ones for me. I just really enjoyed that. Kinda, you know, trying to make the buildings look in a way where they're like support for the rock above, but then also standing on their own, if that makes sense. Yeah, it was interesting. And I also like the terrain. That Amethyst Cave there has a really nice arch now with the path running over it. That turned out interesting as well. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Yeah, thanks for following along the progress that we're making down here in the cave and on the base in general. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!